Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to suddenlycomics.com. It's a Monday night, it's the price variance, and I'm here with everybody's favorite Canadian, Alan. And Alan has been digging around in Heritage last week to dig out the biggest and most interesting Silver Age sales. So, without further ado, we will have a crack on and have a look at our first comic. It is Adventure Comics number 267. What's special about this, Alan?
It's actually the second appearance
Second appearance.
of the Legion of Superheroes.
Legion of Superheroes, right. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, if you think about it, Legion of Superheroes is really, really expensive. That's a crazy expensive book to get the first appearance.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And one of the things that I always think about is, well, what's the next best thing? Well, this would be the next best thing. I never even knew about this book. When I saw the sale, I was like, oh, this is interesting.
So second appearance of the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
There's some other interesting stuff here because Lightning Boy becomes Lightning Lad.
Yes.
Because he was called Lightning Boy before.
Yeah.
And they get new costumes, I think, as well.
Yep.
I think I read that. I think I read the blurb on this. Yeah. Lightning Boy now called Lightning Lad. New costumes for Legion. Superboy and the Legion covered by Kurt Swan.
So lots of things going for this book.
Yeah, there are.
And yeah, so just a really interesting one. I thought it was a fairly high price. I don't know, because I don't know the book. This one was kind of interesting to me. So I don't know if this is a high price or, in line. Because like if you look at the first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes, it's like about $1,000 a point. It is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So
this is a bit less than $100 a point.
yeah, just a 10x.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Okay. So let's have a look, see what this has done, Alan. It's sort of stable.
Yeah, it's kind of going all over the place. There's one big sale,
That was pre-COVID, so it's not a COVID sale.
Yeah, this is a book that wouldn't be impacted by COVID.
No,
like a lot of the DC
I would
ones.
say that's on a gradual trend up.
Yeah, I think that is just an outlier sale where somebody just overpaid. It happens.
Yeah.
This one I don't think you would see it that often even.
Well, no.
What was the last sale for this book?
Well, this one was that's this one. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, they're selling about once every 2 years at this grade.
Okay, so it's not very common.
There's 16 of them. And there's only 277 total. So
Actually, more. I would have expected lower census count because, like, I wasn't familiar with this book at all. Like,
well, it's still a significant key, isn't it? Second appearance,
first costumes. Yeah. There's a lot going for it.
Yeah.
Name changes, all those kind of things. Yeah. Just an interesting one. I thought the cover was kind of cool too.
Yeah, I quite strong colors on it.
Yeah. So I mean, this is just an interesting one. It's kind of steady, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a cool one. That's why it's on the list. It was actually the first one that I added to the list, and then I reorganized. Right.
Okay. Next up, we've got Batman number 121. We've had this a few times. This sells on a regular.
I love this book. So every time I see it, it's like one of those things. If you see a comic that I always add it. I just like it so much.
So this isn't Mr. Freeze.
It's Mr. Zero.
Yes. The Ice Crimes of Mr. Zero. So he's going to get a name change shortly.
Yes. So I think it's like 68 that he gets I think it's 1968 that they changed him to Mr. Freeze.
Okay, so this is 1959. So
Gotta wait a bit.
Yeah, got his want to wait a bit for his name change. Not bad looking 3.0.
Yeah, very solid, very bright white.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very solid copy.
1,800.
1800.
Yeah. This
I
is
think this is a bit down just from my own memory. I thought it was like $1,000 a point or like something like that. Like I think it was or maybe $500 a point. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's
well, let's have a look.
I have
It's
I
not
have vague
this is a nice little this is your classic comic
DC.
gradually trending up. The type of graphs we used to have regularly pre-COVID.
Yeah, I
A
mean, a
bit,
lot of these DC books were not impacted by COVID at all. They just were just sort of ignored. It was mainly Marvel.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So
what's the peak price on this book? I mean, as I was saying, I'm trying to remember what the price per point
the
was
big
for it.
price earlier this year, that one, 2.4.
2.4, so around
That
seven
was
hundred
earlier
dollars a
this
point.
year. That was only a few weeks ago.
Okay, okay, okay. So actually, maybe up. So I think it was 500 a point based on when I bought my copy because I have like a 2.0. I think I paid like $1,000 for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's not an exciting curve or like like a
you know, safe
it's
in.
a very it's yeah it's like a all the way up.
Perhaps Arnold Schwarzenegger will come back and reprise his role.
I hope not. That would kill the book. Yeah. All those crashes represent when Schwarzenegger was involved. Um, Geez, that was the worst. They should get some like Patrick Stewart would have been a good
Oh, he
Mr.
would have been
Freeze.
great.
I sort of kind of I think of Mr. Freeze as being somewhat wimpy, a little bit wimpy looking, but the suit gives him
Yeah,
his presence.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
John Malkovich.
yeah, yeah, that kind of character. Yeah, you're getting what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of skinny, but has presence. Um, yeah. So how many on the census? Like a few hundred?
984.
Oh wow. Yeah. I mean that's for DC. That is a really high census
That's just
count.
quite high for DC, but it is a key. So if you got one, you've sent it off to be
You're
great.
gonna get it graded. Yeah. And as I said, it's like we figured it out, it's around $700 per point. So I mean, if it's at that price, you're gonna grade it at any grade.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a nice one. Next up, we've got, oh, here we go. This is a Thor annual #1. First appearance of,
Now,
is it?
yeah, first appearance of Hercules and first appearance of Zeus.
Oh, okay.
I was actually really curious about this one. So this is one where, it had gone crazy during COVID.
I remember this going crazy.
And
I remember it because I'd just got one. I've got a low grade of this, and I bought it before it went crazy. So I was going, oh
me
my,
too. Yeah. I was like, oh, I should have sold mine during COVID.
yes,
But yeah, I mean, this is a really pretty copy too. I mean,
very.
look at it.
The colours are really strong.
Yeah. It's a 9.0, right?
Yeah, that's extremely
So
high. Okay.
yeah.
What did that sell for? Oh, 2,300. Oh, goodness.
I
How
have a feeling that's way down.
No, it's way down. Oh, look.
Wow. But it's actually above the old trend line way back when, right?
Is it? Um,
Well, there was announcements
I can
about
claim this point here is pre-COVID, June 2019, and it was two
but
six.
there was the announcements at that time of the movie.
Which
That's why.
oh, that here.
The one with Thor and what's it called? Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And people didn't realize how bad of a movie Marvel can make. So um it's like one of the worst movies. Oh man. So yeah, so what was the highest peaky
Oh,
price for
don't
this
want
book?
to know. Somebody paid $7,800 for one of these.
Wow. Wow.
And it's now selling for two, three.
Wow. So that's down like 70 some odd percent.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
yeah.
But if you look at the historic trend before all those
Yeah,
weird
I think that's
peaks,
not a bad price. Whoever's bought this, a 9.0 of that nice copy for 2340, I don't think that's a bad buy.
and the previous sale was like actually only 1800 or something, right?
1900, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, actually, maybe it's recovering a bit. I mean, they're going to use Hercules in a movie. I think.
Well, they were,
You
yeah.
know, they set him up. So
Yeah, they set him up, but everything was being cancelled, hasn't it, at Marvel?
yeah, so I don't know what's happening. Like a lot of these things are up in the air in terms of what's happening with these characters.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, that was such a bad movie. How many of these are on the census? I imagine it's a lot because imagine during that peak time, a lot were getting
Yeah.
graded.
1,500. I bet you before that peak, there was about 800.
Yeah, so there's actually a site, and I'm the video that I drop as we're recording this. You can look at how fast the census is growing.
Yeah.
So it's called cgcdata.com,
Okay.
and you can go there and you can actually see
The rate
like
of the rate of
how many the rate of like how often they're getting graded. So
yeah.
it'll show you like the census count at certain dates, like every 6 months, going back to when the census first started. And so you can see, like, I was noticing that during COVID, like just the amount of submissions
Yeah.
to CGC was just insane. It was just like so there was like at the beginning of COVID, and then at the very like maybe like 6 months after COVID peak, there was like a whole bunch that people finally got their books after the market tanked. So you could see like a huge increase in the census at that time. So it's kind of funny. Um, but yeah. So oh well, this one I wouldn't have picked this one up at that crazy price.
No, no, no.
I think I picked it up at that. I think I picked this up in like 2019. Is kind of ringing bells. Is the
Yeah,
term
well, it
time?
was this little peak here, wasn't it, when he was going to be in the movie?
Yeah,
I've got a feeling I picked mine up in somewhere along this trend line here before.
yeah. Mine's not even a high grade actually. Mine's like a 5 or 6 or
Mine's
something.
low grade. Yeah, I've got a three.
But I paid like $50 for it, so
Yeah, same,
I
same.
can't really complain.
No.
Yeah,
So if it's gone down by half, I've lost 25 quid. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's a cool one.
That was interesting. Oh,
Now this is the one. This is the one I was talking about.
I mean, look at this. This is completely crazy. You know, yes, I love my comics. Um,
This is really brutal.
am I going to pay $3,480 for a bit of trash? No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, you got to zoom in to show how bad this is. It is just beat to death.
I mean, how they're saying this is a 1.0. I don't think it is. I think it's a zero point 0.5.
It is pretty beat. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I don't think the cover's attached. I think it's just it looks like somebody lit it on fire or something. I don't know.
Bottom bit here, just awful. What
Yeah.
does the back look like?
Back's actually
Well, it's got all sorts of staining. It looks like it's had tape on it at some stage.
yeah. It looks like even some tape at the bottom or something there was there.
Look, it's got
And then there's
a hair going.
crazy
I mean,
yeah.
Alan, I know you love this comic, but
Yeah.
tell me you would not spend $3,400.
I wouldn't spend 3,000 at this grade. I'd buy a restored one. So that's how much I paid for my restored copy.
Yeah.
Mine's a 5. Mine's a 5.0.
Yeah, but it looks a lot better than this, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it looks 10 times better. So I was actually surprised. So the thing that okay, so the reason this is on the list, it's a super low grade. We both agree it's like a 1.0 or
Well, I don't think I,
1.5.
they're saying it's
Okay.
a 1.0. I don't think I think it's a 0.5.
okay, let's be nice to them. Let's say they're right at that it's a 1.0. Well, that means that this is probably, and this is not graded. So you're not even sure if it's a 1.0 or a 0.5, it's going to be one of the two, right?
Yeah.
So this is a coin toss at whether or not this is, going to be really low grade or super, super low grade. Um, I'm just impressed that somebody paid that much for a raw copy of it. So because I've seen recent sales of this book, and there's been copies that have been like 2.0 range, and they've been selling for like 4 to 5 thousand.
Yeah.
So I'm just like a bit shocked by this price. So I think this was actually a strong sale, and that's the thing that impresses me.
Okay, let's have a look, Alan. So
Okay,
there is the 1.0 graph. So
okay,
1.0s are fairly stable at 5,000.
5,000.
If you
Okay,
think
so
if you think it's a 1.0, then that somebody's got a good deal.
good
Uh,
deal. But you always have to take off maybe $300 for grading costs on these ones, because there's the percentage, there's the grading fees, there's all that kind of
right.
stuff,
If
right?
you think it's a 0.5, which you only do, um,
So this is like a $4,000 investment at a 1.0 that you can. I think it probably would grade at a 0.5 personally.
well, me too. So a 0.5, I was 4.2, so probably paid about the right price.
Yeah. So either way, they did okay. And actually, it's not a bad 0.5. It's a complete copy.
Well, as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know, it looks pretty beat up, and the spine is just destroyed. But yeah, actually, somebody probably did well on this one. And I think it's just because the presentation was so bad that nobody wanted to bid on it. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Well,
I thought it was a pretty strong sale, but maybe maybe somebody got a good deal on this one.
well, I'm not sure. Mind you, there's a 0.5 here, which got half the page missing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually 0.5s are like,
Yeah.
either remainder copies or something. That's the worst remainder copy. Like, why would you rip off the artwork?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Comic collectors are crazy. Right. Here again. There we go. Final comic of the week. Yet again.
yeah.
It's Amazing Fantasy issue 15 with the pesky arachnid swinging across the sky, carrying some poor guy who doesn't deserve to be scared to death. Um,
And is that marble chipping at the bottom there? Like that big chunk? Is that a
well,
no, that's just no, it's just this the way it looked. It looked like marble chipping. But
no,
no,
it's
it's quite nice.
actually pretty decent.
Actually, it's a very decent copy.
Yeah, it's this top left corner that's causing the problems, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
a very solid 4.5.
yeah, I agree with that. Uh, hmm, right. This week went for crazy money, I presume. $37,200.
To me, that's actually still a bit of a good deal. I this one in my mind, I always think of as a $10,000 per point book.
Yeah.
So I would have expected 45,000.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
I think you're probably right. Let's have a look at the graph. Yes. Although
Well,
it's
recently, what has been
stabilizing at around this level, it's not dropping. I would say this is stabilizing because if you look at the last four sales, 40, 37, 35, 37. So for me, this is stabilized, which is
so
more
it's
than
probably
put
going to be
yourself.
in that $38,000 range for 4.5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Uh,
mean, that's interesting. I mean, this is always the most expensive book at every heritage auction sale. It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
um
It is.
it
Oh,
seems like it's one that you can wait for the next copy as well.
yeah. You don't have to wait very long. There's been one, two,
It's every week. It seems
yeah,
like there's one.
yeah, five,
Um
five this year so far. in this grade.
So yeah,
Yeah, and of course there's 4,000 of these things or thereabouts.
yeah, crazy census count. But I mean, this is actually a nice copy because usually below a five, you're all of them have Marvel chipping. Even I've seen ones with in a five that have crazy Marvel chipping.
Hmm.
So for a clean copy like this is actually quite nice.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's okay. I mean, it's fairly stable. It's back to the price it was at pre-COVID.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's an almost identical price to October 2019.
Oh, really? 2019 it was selling for 37.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So in theory, it actually has room to go up,
Yeah,
probably to that
I
forty
think it
thousand
does,
level.
Alan. I think you're right, but I don't think that's going to happen for a bit. I think it's just going to hover around this 30,
37,
40 level.
38. Yeah. Okay. Interesting book. It's usually the one that I use as my sort of
Weather
gay weather vane or what, the sort of like
direction of the market.
gauge. Yeah, the grade, the gauge of the market is what I was looking for. Yeah, just a great book. And that's it. Those are the Silver Age hottest books. What did you think?
I think, well, so I think whoever bought, I think just it's just ridiculous. This one here, which looks like a piece of tattered paper.
Well,
I'm
in
not,
a way, it shows you what the very minimum price that you have to pay to get that book.
I know it's crazy,
Yeah,
completely
it is
crazy.
crazy.
So
So actually, what we should do is go to Allan Class,
yeah,
check his dumpsters to see if we can find that beat up copy, and we maybe it's worth something still. So
yeah,
yeah.
he never did a reprint of Amazing Spider. Oh, yeah, sorry, he did do a reprint, but it didn't have the cover. So there
Oh, okay.
is Amazing Spider-Man one story in one of the Alan Class comics, but
Oh, really? It's
it's not
cool.
on the cover.
Oh, that's funny.
It's him.
Not the greatest cover, but yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. If he had reproduced the cover on the front of the comic, it would have been the most valuable Alan Class, of course. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Okay.
there we go. That is it for this week, guys. Uh, Alan and I will be back next week to talk about the hottest Silver Age comics of this week. Um,
Hmm.
and on top of that, watch out this week because I will be putting out a special surprise video with Alan. And we will not be talking about the hottest Silver Age comics of the week. We will be talking about a secret Alan project. Well, it's probably not secret, Alan's channel.
I've been babbling about it forever. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be putting out a special show with Alan on that special subject. So stay tuned. That's your
Okay.
lot.
Thanks.